Hello everyone. Today let's look at an interesting story, how to sell combs to monks. Three sales professionals applied to work for a huge company. They were all evenly qualified. The interviewer decided to set sales challenge and the person who sold the most would be awarded the job. The challenge was to sell combs to monks of any temple up in the mountains. The interviewer said, "You just have 3 days. The person who sells the most will get the job." After 3 days, the three applicants returned and reported their results. First candidate said, "I managed to sell only one comb. The monks scolded me saying I was openly mocking them. I was very disappointed. I gave up and left. But on my way back, I saw a junior monk with an itchy scalp. He was constantly scratching his head. I told him the comb would help him with his scratching and he bought one comb." The second candidate said, "That's good, but I did better. I sold 10 combs." The interviewer asked, "How did you do it?" The second candidate replied, "I observed the visitors had very messy hair due to the strong winds they faced while walking into the temple. I convinced the monk to give out combs to the visitors so that they could tidy themselves up and show greater respect during their worship." The third candidate said, "Not so fast. I sold more than both of them." The interviewer asked, "How many did you sell?" The third candidate said, 1,000 combs. The interviewer was surprised and he asked, "How did you do it?" The third candidate said, "I went to one of the biggest temples there and thanked the senior master for serving the people and providing a sacred place of worship for them. He was very gracious and said he would like to thank and appreciate his visitors for their support and devotion. I suggested that the best way would be to offer his visitors a memento and the blessing of Buddha. I showed him the wooden comb which I had engraved words of blessings and told him people would use the combs daily and would serve as a constant reminder to do good deeds. He liked that idea and proceeded to order 1,000 combs." The other two candidates said, "You got lucky." But the interviewer countered and said, "Not really. He had a plan, which was why he had the comb engraved prior to his visit. Even if that temple did not want him, another one surely would." The third candidate smiled and said, "There is more. I went back to the temple yesterday to check on the master. He said many visitors told their friends and family about the comb with Buddha's blessing. Now, even more people are visiting every day. Everyone is asking for the comb and giving generous donations too. The temple is more popular than ever, and the master says he will run out of the combs in a month and he will need to order more." I hope all of you enjoyed this story. Now let's look at the learning points. The three candidates showed different levels of sales performance. The first candidate displayed the most basic level, which is to meet prospects' personal needs. The monk with the itchy scalp had a personal need. It was specific to only him. The second candidate shows the next level, anticipating and creating new needs for the prospect. Perhaps the monk doesn't have an obvious need for the comb, but how can still it be beneficial to him? When you can educate the prospect on new possibilities and benefits for his business, you already outperforming your competitors. The third candidate demonstrates the best level of all, an ongoing relationship resulting in repeat sales and referrals. Everyone was a winner: the monk, the devotees, the third candidate and the interviewer. Help your prospects benefit their prospects to create maximum value. View each prospect not as individuals but also their contacts and network beyond them. See each other customer as lifetime clients instead of one-time sales. Our beliefs and thoughts shape our actions and ultimately our results. When faced with crisis, how do you respond and how big do you think? How can you create new needs for your prospect and benefit their customers? The difference between a successful person and the others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will.